Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for The Walking Dead. Daryl Dixon, Episode 4, La Dame de Fer, the Iron Lady. In this episode, Daryl and Isabel negotiate with the owner of the Demond Club. Um, that's a very brief and weird synopsis. Um, so before we get into all this stuff, the director for this episode was Tim Southam, written by David Sabo, who's been really, I think he's writing the whole series. So, stars Norman Reedus as Daryl Dixon, Clemence Posey as Isabel, Louis Prescasugli as Laurent, Leica Blank Francard as Sylvie, and also Eric Ebanui as Falu Bokar, who's the leader of the rooftop dwellers. So, this man, so I gotta say, I was not after last episode, I was not like super pumped and primed to like get to do this. It almost felt I don't mind doing reviews week to week when the show's good and I'm enjoying stuff. This one, because last episode was a little bit dry and not really my vibe, it felt like a bit of a task to like put it on and get to it. So yeah, as of right now, we'll continue with the weekly reviews for The Walking Dead. I think there's enough people that want to watch this and stuff. So thanks to everyone that's been watching these reviews. But yeah, this show kind of lost its footing a little bit after episode two. Like it's not doing some of the things that I was enjoying, like exploring new avenues and like they're not taking advantage of the new setting because they are now back in Paris, which is just like another city. So like there's not a big it's a big city, right? Which is not a big difference. Whereas the first two episode happens on the French countryside, that is very different from the American countryside. So like it felt fresh and felt new. They also had some of those the burners, right? So there's still a lot of stuff that there's some mysteries that if you don't keep me engaged with those things, then I'm not gonna want to come back. So we'll see if I do decide to stop reviewing these week to week. I'll let you know. But this one, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't. I think this is better than last week's, but it's still. I don't know. I'm still not super on board like I was right at the beginning of the show. So hopefully, with the changes that happen in this one, maybe that'll lead us to a fresh start, or maybe revitalize what I liked about this season to begin with. So I'm gonna get into spoilers. So if you haven't seen the show, make sure to go back, check it out, and then come back. Give us a like and leave a comment in the meanwhile. So as we kind of left off, Daryl had fallen through that roof that collapsed. And we actually open with Laurent surrounded by zombies. But they don't eat him. Like Daryl seeing this, but he can't get to him. He's behind this like locked door. But he sees that Laurent just like puts his hands in, like a little prayer. And to me, this was trying to. I don't know if the show's trying to hint at Laurent. Maybe zombies won't go after him because his mom was like turning into one as he was born. Like there's precedent there, I think, for like maybe he's not fully like human. Maybe that's what kind of I don't know. Maybe that's why he's kind of the child of the prophecy, because he can be around the walkers without them seeing him as a threat. But it turns out this was just kind of a vision that Daryl had as he woke up, like he was underwater. He fell from that roof. So I don't know. I think the show's definitely trying to hint at something. I don't know if that's exactly what they're getting at. So, anyways, next we see the Guerrilla Boys. I forget the name of the faction. Uh, they were pretty much threatening all the people about Laurent. Right? They finally realized, and Jeanette, who's the main lady in charge of everything, she realizes that the idea of Laurent gives them hope, and she wants to squash that as well as find Daryl, right? So yeah, she sends out all the army, her army, to find Daryl. Daryl runs into the Pigeon Man, who we met a couple episodes ago as well. Unfortunately, they kill him. That was pretty sad. Like, the dude just cared about his pigeons. He just wanted his pigeons to be okay. So then we cut to Quinn at the club. So as we've discovered last episode, Quinn is the dad, which is makes for a very weird relationship between Quinn and Isabel and her sister. Like, I don't know what the hell was going on there before the fall. So yeah, Quinn wants to get his son back. That's kind of his main objective now. In the meanwhile, also Daryl and Isabel find Laurent with him, like kind of trapped in a zombie horde. Now they weren't actively pursuing him, so this is kind of, I think it's hinting at Laurent is kind of a special, that the fact that the zombies may not be after him, but it's hard to tell because as opposed to the dream, Laurent actually actively sought to hide from the zombies, right? Even if he was immune to being harmed by them, uh, he still fears them. So like he wouldn't know that. Yeah, so it looks like this was a new set of people that were going after Laurent. We discovered that these were people that were sent by Quinn. They take the boy, but one of the guys is left behind. So in this case, Daryl and Isabel take this guy prisoner. We go into this whole torture scene that I was not a big fan of. Like, it felt out of character for Isabel, felt out of character for Daryl. Like, I know Daryl will do what it takes, but man, this, I feel like in this one he went too far. Like, there's a difference between killing someone to like protect yourself, and there's a difference between like actively torturing someone that we don't even end up knowing what happens to the dude. He most likely died because he got stabbed a bunch of times. But yeah, it was pretty messed up. I was not a big fan of that scene. um, they do find out that, of course, Laurent is at the club with Quinn. So they prepare a little hunting party to go after him. They have a plan. They have a little back entrance they can use. Uh, Daryl successfully infiltrates the club, gets Laurent back, but of course we get a little bit of a showdown between Quinn and Daryl. This was actually nice. It felt like there were some stakes there. It was an interesting fight because I think Quinn's also having a lot of machinations and deals with Jeanette and her army. So like there's still things there, right? Every side is kind of playing off of each other and just trying to get what they want. So Jeanette, as she wants to stamp out this hope of Laurent, she has her troops kind of close out the city. So they begin doing that. Um, and Daryl and Laurent successfully meet up with the group. They're about to escape, but Isabel decides to stay behind and allows Laurent to escape just with Daryl as they head for the nest. She stays behind to maybe make sure that she can negotiate some peace, or I don't know, like it's also not very clear what she hopes to accomplish because I feel like no matter what, like even if Quinn decides to help, I don't think this Jeanette person will want any of that. So I don't know. Yeah, this episode, like I said, was kind of all over the place, but it did move the story forward. We're moving to a different place, going over to the nest. So hopefully that makes it a little bit more interesting. Um, yeah, there's not a lot more to say about this episode. So if you enjoyed this episode, let me know down in the comments. If I'm missing something, maybe let me know down in the comments as well. I want to like the show because I like I said, I think it started off really strong and then just kind of stumbled here in the last few episodes. So as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.